Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stump back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving back into Grand Voyage Level 5 at Orangetown against Monkey D. Luffy with the new Super Class Super Tandem Uatis Kid with a mono-driven, mono-int team. And in today's video, it does it very, very well, actually. I'm super impressed with how both Law and Kid have taken on Grand Voyage. Being like the hardest piece of content in the game, it's nice to get these legends to open the doorway to taking down these level 5s. Mainly because we're using them as friend captains. So, like, you don't even really need to pull them to make them so good in this hard content. Today, we are using Heat and Wire as well. So, we are showcasing a little bit of the new rare recruit that came alongside Uatis Kid. But with that said, let's dive into the content. But before we dive in, make sure to smash a like on the video. And if you're new, hit that big red subscribe button. Like, 55% of you guys aren't subs. So, like, do your boy a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Most importantly, though, enjoy the video and let's dive in. Alright, so before we dive in, let's take a quick look at the team. It is led by the homeboy Super Type Katakuri. In today's video, we're hybriding up Super Class and Super Type. Katakuri is great for this particular piece of content because he has the delay mechanic. It's very, very good for the final stage. You kind of need it, honestly. You don't. I have done a video without it, but like it helps out drastically. We do have the support of Halloween Law on our Katakuri, so that way with Katakuri at the final stage, we get a conditional boost, we get an attack boost, and we get an orb boost thanks to Halloween Law because Halloween does. Wow, Katakuri does damage. Next, we have Heat and Wire. Like I was saying, we are using the new rare recruit Heat and Wire. Their special is basically here to give us 2 turns of defense down, conditional at double damage. That's the big reason why they're here. No real other reason besides actually activating the Super Class and the Super Tandem mechanic that Kid can provide. We have the support of Morio. The support rare recruits give a 1.3 times base stat boost. You can use the new Kid as well. He's a 1.5, which is even better. Whether this is essential or not, I'm not 100% sure yet. I have done some testing with this team, and when you hit stage 4, it can be a little RNG reliant, mainly because you kind of need an orb that this particular buggy can rotate. On stage 4, we're going to use this buggy special, but he's great because he has his switch ability to give us a color affinity buff as well. You can try the Halloween buggy, that could work, but you would rely on a block orb or a tandem orb on stage 4, because with these guys special, they rotate orbs, which means you can actually get this Dofi support to proc to get an orb boost. Remember, with this content, you can't bring orb boosters. If you use any orb boost along the way, the enemy will have an interrupt and it will end your run. With the run you're going to see, we don't actually get this Dofi to proc off, but we actually had a TND orb on our Heat and Wire, so we could activate the Super 10 with Kid, and we had enough damage anyway. So this team kind of functions in 2 different ways. It does take a little bit of orb RNG on stage 4, but we'll talk about that once we get into the run. We still have Perona. Perona's just an absolute goat for this content. She's so freaking good because she removes 2 turns of damage reduction and threshold. She also drastically reduces defense, which means that we can get through the defense up, as well as utilizing the double damage that Heat and Wire can provide. And then finally, we've got Kazuna Rare Recruit Brook. Shout out to Sim, the greatest rare recruit in the game. He removes 5 turns of defense up. He's a 3 times chain locker, and he can actually use the support of Luffy. Now, this Luffy is sort of just here purely so he makes strength recovery orbs matching. This way, we only have Dex orbs as unfavorable in the final stage, and that way you're just not relying on orb RNG there. Now, again, I have done it without this Luffy. You don't really need this Luffy if you want to rely on orb RNG, but he's sort of here to actually just like help us out a little bit. We have the support of Zoro on Mihawk, on Perona as well. Make sure you do have that. You do need the 2.5 times chain lock for 2 turns on stage 4. Finally, we are using a friend Kid, level Super TND 1. If you can get it higher, go for it, but level 1 will suffice. And then we have the Nostra Costello V2 to boost strength, sight, in character's attack when you are below 30% HP, which we will get because we do need the Super Type Katakuri. So with that said, let's take a look at the run. Alright, so once again, that is the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, unfortunately, I did have to turn the sound off because we still do have the OSTs playing with Grand Voyage and the anniversary period. It's kind of annoying because like the OSTs are so banging and they're so fire, but they do have copyright issues, so I do have to turn off the the sound for this. Now, on stage 1, you're basically just going to start tearing your way through. Now, Kid is going to start lowering your HP, which is actually really handy because we actually need that for Katakuri, and it allows us to use the Nostra Costello instead of something like the Whitebeard ship. On stage 2, however, we do need to take a lot of damage. So, the Seahorse in the back is always going to be on a 2-turn cooldown. Basically, you just want to kill that Seahorse and then take a shot from everything else on this stage. They'll hit you fairly hard, but it's exactly what we need because we need to get below 30%. With that and Kid's end of turn HP cut on yourself, you'll actually just make it under 30% HP at the final stage, which is exactly where we need it to be. On stage 3, we are just going to sort of take out this stage. The Himate Turtle has the most HP, so just be mindful of that. You can switch with your Buggy unit, so that's going to give you a matching orb as well as color affinity. 1.2 times to your Driven and your Slashes. It works out really nicely, so that way you can just take out this stage without any hiccups, which is very, very nice. On stage 4, this is where things get a little bit shaky. Now, on stage 4, it can go like one of two ways. If you get an unfavorable or a recovery orb or I think there's block orbs as well. You can actually use the Buggy special to rotate those orbs and get the Dofi support. Now, if you don't have any special, like any orbs like you see with my run, you don't have to use Buggy special there. I just did it for the sake of showing the run. But for me, I actually got lucky because I got a tandem orb on my Heat and Wire. With Mihawk Piranha Special, we can remove the 2 turns of damage reduction and threshold. And Heat and Wire are going to give us the double damage on this particular stage. And with that, we can actually take out Nami. Now, as I mentioned, if you have the Dofi support, you'll also have a 1.75 times orb boost here. You may or may not have that Super Tandem, but the Super Tandem at level 1 is not a 1.75 times orb boost. Utilizing Buggy there for me, I used it because I wanted to showcase that this is where you would use it if you had like an unfavorable orb. Also, Buggy can delay, which means you don't take a shot from something like Nami or Zoro. Now, unfortunately, on the second turn, Zoro will slot bind your bottom row. So that's why Buggy and Brook are on the bottom row, because they can actually get around slot bind. On the second turn, we're going to use our Kid special. Kid's going to give us a full board of tandem slots, and he's also going to super lock them. We can hit some perfects with our bottom row because they're slot binded, and then you can hit some goods and greats, activate the super tandem, and actually take out Zoro very easily on the second turn. Once we move into the final stage against Zoro, Nami, and Luffy, we've only got 2 turns left to take this stage down, and it's exactly what we need. They have a damage limiter for 1 turn and special bind our left-hand side. Don't stress, we're going to pass the first turn after we activate Katakuri's super type, which we just managed to get as we enter the final stage, and it all works out just like Bellissimo. It's so good. We're going to delay them here and then basically just pass the turn. Now, if you don't have a matching orb on Brook that's either Strength, Sight, Recovery, Tandem, or Quick, you basically want to attack with Brook there. If he has a Dex orb, hit with Brook, because that way you can roll the orb and you should be able to get one of those other 6 orbs that's not Dex. If you get very unlucky, look, I don't know what else to tell you. But that's pretty much the only place where Orb RNG comes in. Kid's super type is going to give... Sorry, super class is going to make us a super driven team. He also gives us the plus buff to make Katakuri's attack buff a 2.25. We have a 2 times conditional boost. We remove the defense up with Brook. And we have a 3 times chain lock. After that, we're just going to start hitting. We're going to activate that super tandem effect. And then as you guys will see here, like I hit some like greats and some goods. And we just have so much damage against Luffy that's not even funny. So there you guys go. That was Grand Voyage level 5 at Orange Town against Monkey D. Luffy with the new Uatis Kid Int Driven Complete Big Tick. These new legends make Grand Voyage a lot easier and a lot more digestible for some of you guys out there that are still struggling. But if you did enjoy the video, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me. If you're new, hit that big red subscribe button. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!